Talensac. Talensac, Gallo, Talanczac is a commune in the department of Ille-et-Vilaine in Brittany in the northwest of France. Geography. The River Meuse forms all of the commune's eastern border. Located at 20 km in the west of Rennes in the perimeter of the second suburb of Rennes, Talensac is crossed from the west to the east by the brooks of Gallo and of Big Nuns which form the Barrelet, the Serine, and the Rohul, and then the Ché which are confluents of the Meuse River. It is next to the forest of Montfort-sur-Meuse. The town stretches on 2.161 hectares including 174 hectares of forest with a population of 2.100 inhabitants. It is surrounded by Montfort-sur-Meuse, Bidet, Lemay, Bredale, Plumelic, Effendic, Saint-Gonlay. Talensac has hamlets Grabas-sur-Trainu. Population. Inhabitants of Talensac are called Talensacois in French. History. As soon as 1803, Talensac was an independent parish which also included the village of La Verge. The first church was replaced and rebuilt around 1703. But this church, dedicated to Saint Anne, was devastated by a fire in June 1872. Another church was then built, the actual church. It had been consecrated in 1882 by the archbishop of that time. Choudecal and Erespa, dukes of Brittany, had a residence from the 7th and 9th century in Talensac. Erespa lived in the village of the Châtelet next to the road of Breteuil. This fortification was protected as it had moats. The 2 November 857, Erespa is assassinated in the church of Talensac by Salomon, his first cousin, who didn't want Erespa's daughter to marry the son of Charles the Chauve. This would have brought into play the lands of Salomon and the independence of Brittany faced to West Francia, but also all the chances of Salomon to access to the throne. In 1152, Guillaume, my spouse, gave Saint Jacques de Montfort Abbey, the taxes of Talensac in the middle of the town, to monks. The son of Guillaume and of Amos de Porret, Godefroy de Montfort, left the Le Pré au Comte in 1171. Around 1372, the castle of the Châtelet, property of the Bintin family, is devastated. In 1697, Jean Frances de Michel, lady of the Bois de Bintin, married the Lord of Vilaine, Mathurin Lesnay, in Talensac. Him and his spouse lived in the castle of Bédère, an imposing residence from the 17th century. The castle, badly preserved during the different periods it went through, was demolished around 1920. The Grès Saint-Mine. In the forest of Montfort-sur-Meuse, at the place called the Bois de Saint-Desaurais, we can see at the edge of an old oak the menhir of the Grès Saint-Mine. This menhir is classified historical monument. According to the legend, Saint-Mine had built the town of Talensac. There are 2 stories about this legend. The first version says that Saint-Mine was travelling with his followers and he saw a hill full of vegetation near the banks of the Meuse River. He liked the landscape and so he decided to stay a few days at this place. After crossing a ford, he said to a monk, at the same time he thrown his battle axe he had in his hand, where this battle axe will fall is where Mine will build. And the axe fell at the exact place where the church of Talensac is today. Saint-Mine kept his word and cleared with help from his companions a space big enough to build a chapel and a few shelters for him and his apostles. Then he spread the good word to the pagans in the surroundings. Many people listened to his voice and settled around the chapel. According to this first version, this is how he appeared the town of Talensac. The second version says that the Grès Saint-Mine was a kind of menhir upside down that had traces of acorn cups on the top. During the 6th century, after sharpening his battle axe on this stone, Saint-Mine said where this battle axe will fall is where Mine will build. Then he built the church of Talensac, 1.200 and further long, where the battle axe fell. According to the same version, the stone was used as an altar for the immolation of human victims. Saint-Mine might have been attacked by one of his former followers. He managed to avoid the knocks of his disloyal apostle. But this last, while trying to kill Saint-Mine, hit the stone which fell right on him. We say that his body is still underneath. Tourism. Tourism management in Montfort-sur-Meuse is entrusted by Montfort community to the tourist office of the district of Montfort. Buildings. Saint-Mine Church. It is dated from the 19th century, but the cross next to it is from the 16th century. La Hanadère Manor. The manor is dated from the end of the 16th century. It successively belonged to the family Haloy, the Ille-et-Vilaine and then Ligone. In the 20th century, it accommodated nuns and housed the girls' school of Talensac. Saint-Lenay-Fountain. The fountain, located near the town centre, has, according to the local tradition, the power to cure eyes. Touristic places. Amenescu Park. The Amenescu Park offers an exceptional view in the valley of the Meuse River. Starting point of pedestrian paths, this park has picnic areas and playgrounds. The Grès Saint-Mine. See above in the section History/Grès Saint-Mine. Circuit of the Pond of Gurn. The starting point of this circuit is at the Esplanade de Amenescu. It lasts about an hour, is 5 km long and is marked with green arrows. This circuit has a few very steep hills. Circuit of Trainic, Barbuzet, Les Oreilles. The starting point of this circuit is at the Esplanade de Amenescu. Following the red arrows, the circuit lasts 2:35 and is 11.5 km longitude. It offers a panorama on Montfort-sur-Meuse, Bidet and Bredale. Some brooks and waterfalls line up the circuit. Circuit of La Vallée, Trainic, Les Oreilles. The starting point is at the Esplanade de Amenescu in Talensac. The circuit is 14 km long and lasts 315. It is marked with blue and red arrows. The landscape is undulating and there is a lot of moor. It offers a nice panorama on the villages of Montefiore, Leverger and Treffendel, but we can also see a bit of the city of Rennes. Circa of a pond of carrot. The starting point is at the Esplanade Eminescu. It is 4.5 km long and lasts 1 hin. It hasn't got any major difficulties. Former castle of La Bédoye.